Hey, what's going on guys, it's Lewis here for a new video, and in today's video we're going to be doing more repairs to the Puma. In this video in particular we're going to be focusing on repairing the gearbox, which is something that I've been having issues with ever since I bought the car. Not massive issues, I can still drive the car, it's still fully drivable, but one little niggly thing, or two little niggly things which I'm not very happy about, and things that I really want to get fixed as soon as possible. So this video is going to be spread over the course of probably the next couple of weeks, which is where I'm going to be buying the clutch, which is one of the problems, and the other problem is what I'm going to show you right now. There's my new polished up gear knob that I polished. I'm going to be doing a video on how to do that soon. My friend Harry is going to be lending us his gear knob as a model, and I'm going to show you guys how to polish up your gear knob so it looks nice and shiny, nice chrome finish there. So essentially what the problem is the neutral return spring is broken. Inside the gearbox, if you can imagine, there's like a neutral return spring. I don't know anything about gearboxes, but anyways, I've researched it. I originally thought that it was the linkages were a bit loose, so obviously if I put that over here and leave that there, it doesn't ping back into neutral like it should. There's no resistance there whatsoever. It just literally flops about, and it's really not very nice when you're driving, because when you're going down from sort of second to third, sometimes it can be really awkward, and it's not very nice. It's something that I really want to fix, and gearboxes aren't too expensive for these anyway. So that is the primary issue, but the secondary issue again is obviously the clutch. Seeing as you've got to take the gearbox off to do the clutch, and this clutch is not the best at the moment. I don't even know if it's ever been changed. We might as well kill two birds with one stone. So you're probably wondering why I'm not planning to actually just fix the gearbox and fix the spring. Issue with that is you've got to take the whole gearbox apart. That is way out of what I'm used to. If I mess it up, that's the gearbox dead pretty much. So I'm not going to be taking the big gearbox apart. We're going to be getting a new gearbox, which I've already got at home. Not very nice looking. It came off a 70,000 mile Puma, and with all Pumas and with all of the older Fords and with pretty much any car really, you're bound to see surface corrosion on a gearbox, and it just doesn't look very nice. So we're going to be getting that all cleaned up. We've got some plans which I'm going to show you guys in a moment. So I think we've done a pretty good job of repairing little niggly bits which were annoying me when I first started the ownership of the car. One of the main ones was the central locking. It just wasn't really working at all. I don't remember it working whatsoever. So replacing the latch in the rear boot fixed that, and I really should have made a video on doing that. It's not a massive deal, but we went to the scrapyard, got that, end of story. I've also managed to fix the handbrake cables, so that's all sorted now. Laszlo, my girlfriend's mum's boyfriend, fixed that all for me, as well as the wheel bearings. We got it through the MOT, that was all nice. But little niggly bits, like again the gearbox, which isn't going to fail an MOT, but it's just, I want this car to be absolutely perfect. I think that is one of the things that's definitely holding it back, is the feel of the gearbox just isn't very nice at all. So we're going to fix that in this video. Alright guys, so we're home now, and here's our gearbox sat in the bucket. Taken off a few little bits, just little bits like the slave cylinder, reverse switch, speedo. The slave's all gone and that. You can see what I mean, it's just corroded and looks like every other Puma gearbox. So we're going to do something a little bit different. I've taken to cleaning it up, and I'll show you guys where we're at now. Over the next few days I'm just going to be going at it with this, cleaning it all up, getting it prepped for paint, getting it all ready, and then obviously get it all painted up, leave it to dry for a couple of weeks until I get the clutch, and then get it all sorted. So there she is. It's literally just sprayed up, primed it and all that good stuff. Halford's Gadget Blue, and then we'll paint with lacquer over the top, which is really quite nice and shiny. And yeah, little piece on top there, little yellow piece. Really happy with that. That's something that I definitely hasn't done right, because that has reacted like mad. So I'm going to have to sand it all down, get the wire wheel out, skate it all up, if that's even a word. And it's literally reacting in front of my eyes, so I need to redo that top piece, but that's not a massive problem. I might just get it powder coated, it'll come out a bit nicer. Bolt that up. Alright guys, so currently draining the gearbox all out of that while my mate Scott's down. We're just working on his nan's car. Garage wanted to charge him £90 to get this little split in this vacuum tube sorted. So I thought, well, hang on a minute, we ain't having none of that. So it literally took us, there's your old one, mate. It literally took us 5 minutes to get that off. So we're going to stick this new one on, and well, we won't get another advisory again on it, hopefully.
Ooh. Hey.
Ow.
Yep.
Nice. Worked alright, didn't it? Gearbox is off finally. There it is. I need to take a couple of bits off. Take this piece off and potentially this piece, I think. And the ground as well, because we don't have one on the other one. And then, yeah, we're ready to rock and roll, I think. New clutch on, so I've just tried centering it. I think it's centre. We're going to have to find out when we try and put the gearbox on. Okay guys, so it's Sunday now. We finished the job yesterday. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a lot of footage because it started raining. Scott recorded a little bit of footage, which you guys would have saw a minute ago. Vertical, which is just amazing. So cheers for that, Scott. Was a little bit of a pain, to be honest. Getting the bell housing on to make the engine was a massive nightmare. And I don't know why, because I centered the clutch perfectly fine. I think it may have had something to do with the starter motor. I'm not entirely sure, but it literally took about 2 or 3 hours just to get the bell housing onto the engine, which isn't normal. And it's never taken me that long to get a bell housing onto the engine before. So I think it's definitely maybe got something to do with that starter motor. It was just sitting at an awkward angle, but it's all sorted now. Everything's running perfectly fine. So I want to show you the gearbox and the fixed shifts and all that good stuff. See through there. There she is. Gave the bay a little clean up as well while doing so. Just see it sort of peeking through there, but yeah, not too bad. So I've taken my polished gear knob off just for now, just so I don't get it all dirty and stuff. But this is the neutral return spring now. It pings back into place, as you guys can see. Before it wasn't, it was literally slop, it was going like that, but perfect. So when I go back into neutral, it's perfect. So I'm just going to go up to Helford's now. I need to go and get some microfiber cloths. So I'm just going to comment on the drive on the way there. I did drive it a little bit yesterday, but I'm going to explain to you guys the big differences that I can feel from changing all these bits, like the new clutch, the gearbox, new slave, all that good stuff. Clutch is incredibly light, and it bites literally straight away, which is good. It literally bites like a millimetre off of the floor. There's a huge difference. I think it may have a little bit of air in it, but Jesus Christ, it bites literally immediately. The moment you lift your foot like a millimetre off the floor, the clutch bites straight away. There's not a lot of feel there though, which makes me think, that's what makes me think that it needs a bleed. But the gearbox is just absolutely perfect. It feels a hell of a lot better to drive. I can actually locate the gears a lot smoother, which is nice. Before it just wasn't very nice. It was ruining the whole driving experience of the car really. The sort of fact that it wasn't very smooth to go into gears was not very nice. Something that I haven't really mentioned in my videos, and something that some of you guys don't know, but some of you guys do. I've been on antidepressants for about 7 years now, and I've literally just taken the step to completely come off them. So for the first 3 or 4 years I was on an antidepressant called fluoxetine, and now I'm just coming off of an antidepressant called citalopram, which is really a lot stronger. It's got a lot shorter half-life, so the side effects of coming off them is quite a struggle, but I've only just dropped down to completely not taking them at all. I've taken the steps. So a few months ago I decided to come off them. I was on 40, which is, as far as I'm aware, the highest that a doctor is allowed to prescribe. It used to be 60. They toned it down to 40 because of the fact that it can have an impact on your liver. I was taking 40, then I went down to 30 over the course of 5 weeks, then 20, and then 10, and then after the course of 3 weeks I just decided to completely come off them absolutely, which was yesterday. So I haven't taken them for 2 days. I'm feeling a little bit jittery. I don't know why I'm talking about this in this video, but I just feel like I need to talk about it, so I thought I'd talk about it to you guys. Maybe some of you guys can relate, but yeah, I've just come off of the 10 milligrams, and I'm definitely feeling a little bit on edge. I've been getting the heart palpitations the past few days. I actually nearly went to the hospital because of them, but when I got checked out, the doctor said that my heart's all fine and stuff. But you know, when you got anxiety, reassurance can only last so long. So yeah, but just thought I'd touch on that really, as this is probably going to be quite a short video. I thought I'd have my 2 cents in it really. I know a lot of you guys probably aren't interested, but for those of you guys that are, I just thought I'd talk about that. I've made videos in the past talking about it. I think I got rid of maybe one of them because it didn't suit the criteria of the channel, but at the moment I'm not really too fussed. I'm more than happy to talk about it. So if you guys are sort of struggling out there, just know that you're not the only ones going through it. I've been on tablets for 7 years now, and I'm just coming off of them. So it's definitely a struggle, but there is bright on the end of the sort of other side there. It does get better, so just take my word for that. And I think it's important as well for people like me, people on YouTube, you know, people that other people look up to, I guess, to speak on this sort of thing, because, you know, there's a lot of people on YouTube that look normal and they look 100% okay, and they look like may look like they're not going through anything, but I can assure you that there's a lot of people out there that are, and just because they have the status of a YouTuber, that doesn't mean that they're any different to any other people. We're all normal, just like everyone else, you know. It doesn't matter how rich we are. I'm not saying that I am, but other people out there, doesn't matter how rich you are, money doesn't sort of buy happiness there, and a lot of people do struggle with mental health issues, no matter, you know, how rich or poor they are. I've actually found that a lot of the poorer people are a lot more fulfilled in life because they make the most out of every single thing that they possibly can every day, and that's something that us people who are maybe a little bit more well off should consider sometimes, is that we're in a great position and we should really just focus on the small things and really appreciate what we have in life. So that's my little rant over. The Gearbox is great. Sorry to veer off the topic, but I thought I'd just have a little conversation with you guys there. Gearbox is running great. I'm really happy. I appreciate Scott coming down yesterday and helping me out. Scott doesn't have much of a sort of history in working on cars. Much like myself, I've only started working on my own cars probably the last sort of year or two. But Scott definitely doesn't have a massive history working on cars, and Scott is one of my best friends, so just having him there as well, hope he learned a thing or two. He really he enjoyed the day. We did have a bit of a struggle getting the gearbox in, but he's learned, which is nice, and that's one of the things that I really enjoy doing, learning. It really helps with everything. So anyways, I'm going to end this video here. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm very happy the gearbox is now working, and until next time, I've been Lewis, you've been awesome, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.